What tools can I use to hit top page of Google?
Answer the Public is a great one, but I'm biased because we own it. Ubersuggest is another one, again, biased because I own it. SEMrush is great. Ahrefs is great. Moz is good. There's a lot of tools out there. The problem isn't what tools you need. The issue is to do really well, you need amazing content, a great user experience, and you need backlinks. So our people aren't going to really link to you unless you have a great user experience and you have a great content. Great user experience you can solve over time. You just keep tweaking and adjusting based on where users have issues, making sure your site loads fast, things like that. Content, people are lazy and they don't want to write amazing content, or they want to write similar content to their competition, but nothing unique, new, and fresh. People don't want to read stuff that's already been regurgitated 1,000 times. They want to read stuff that's fresh and new. That's the struggle most people have when it comes to ranking well on Google.
So you got to hit them with something that's unique and different. Like, one of the things that I think a lot of podcasters make the mistake of doing is agreeing with everything that the guest says.
Yeah, and they shouldn't. And they should agree with whatever they think is right.
Exactly. Of course, you want to be able to back it up with facts, logic, data, and stuff like that. But that's one of the things that I try to focus on. So I want to get your opinion on this, Neil. I hear people say this all the time. AI won't take your job. Someone using AI will take your job. But it's the same damn thing. What's the difference?
I do think AI is going to replace a lot of people's job. Not in the short run. I think that's more of a long-term thing. In the short run, the real value is because if you look at most AI, it doesn't work out of the box where it can just do everything for you. It's not like this magic pill. You need humans to help you get there. And for that, you're going to have to go and spend a little bit of money paying people, or decent amount of money paying people to help you figure it all out.
So what do you think, what are you doing, Neil, to stay relevant, to stay impossible to replace? Like, when every single level of every single industry is going to be disrupted, Neil, what are you doing to stay relevant in this AI realm?
Sure. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm continually creating my own content. Instead of having AI do it, I'm creating new, fresh things versus having an index of the web go scrape a web and go create similar content. Instead, I'm doing new, fresh stuff that others aren't talking about. So that'll help me stand out. The second thing I'm doing is doing different things in marketing than my competition. So instead of only focusing on content, we focus heavily on tools as well. We'll have tools like Answer the Public or Ubersuggest, where we'll give away tons of stuff for free that people are used to paying for. So it starts helping you build an audience. The next thing we do is we focus on community. How can you actually help people and care for them? I'm not talking about just podcasting or videos, but like when people ask you questions, how can you answer them and help them out? How can you pick up the phone when this mom calls you who's running a bed and breakfast, has no money to pay my ad agency, NP Digital, but yet if I help her, it can change her life. You go and you help her, and yeah, you may not be doing as much as someone paying you $1 million, but still, you do what you can. You improve her situation, and you give yourself a pat on the back for doing the right thing, right? You just go above and beyond, and you care for people and you care for the community.
Which, as you get bigger, becomes more difficult, right? You've got millions of followers now all over the world, so it's tough for you to answer DMs, to get on phone calls. When are we going to get the Neil Patel chatbot?
My team has been working on it, and I refuse to put it out there.
You refuse? So I want to hear about this. I was talking to Chris Do about this a few months ago. He's a guest on the show, and he's building out a Chris Do bot, which, I mean, obviously I'm going to love that. Why would you be hesitant to put out a chatbot? It enables a lot of people. It enables you to scale your conversation with fans. Why not?
I don't like the idea of just automated chats. I want it to have that human touch, and I just don't see that from an AI bot. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, to use an AI bot. It's just not my thing. I enjoy that one-on-one connection. I enjoy meeting people. I don't care if they're rich or they're poor, they're starting off, or they're the smartest person in the world. I enjoy it. So why not continually do it?
That's fair. And I appreciate that, because I'd much rather talk to the OG rather than the .ai Neil Patel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so I find this interesting. It's a little bit off topic, but you're probably familiar with this company, Replica.ai. It has these chatbots that speak to humans. And what ended up happening was young men started sexting these chatbots and basically ended up dating these chatbots. You've got kids. I've got kids. Are you at all worried that our kids are just going to all end up dating AI chatbots in the future?
I never thought about that, but I hope they're not dating these AI chatbots. Um, when I first met my wife, I remember we were in New York City, Central Park. She got an ice cream with the ice cream cone. She wanted the perfect picture. And she was getting frustrated that I wasn't good at taking pictures. So her ice cream was melting. I was like, honey, I'm going to get a new ice cream cone. And she wasn't mad at me or anything like that. But what she was doing is she was living in what I call the Instagram moment. Life's not about the Instagram moment. And I explained it to her right then and there. I'm like, we're here in Central Park. Let's enjoy it for what it is. We don't need a perfect picture, that gets a ton of likes. What we need amazing memories with each other and our families and our friends. We don't need to optimize for this, social platforms out there that everyone really craves and says, oh, I got a lot of likes. I should be happy today. If I didn't, I should be sad today. It's just a bunch of bull. I don't want my kids, which will get even worse, which there's AI chatbots and all this kind of stuff like you're saying and have relationships with AI. I want them to have relationships with other humans. Don't care who they, well, I can actually care who they marry. But what I mean by that is like, don't care about like someone else's religion or color or any of that. Like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. You do you do what makes you happy. As long as they're a good, ethical person, I'm happy. I'll accept whoever they are. And but my big issue is like if people start living their life for AI or the internet or for other people's approval, I think it's just terrible. I think what kids go through these days sucks. I remember when I grew up, you played basketball and you were outside and you had fun and you got dirty. It's just like now, oh yeah, let's just sit on our phones all day and play video games. Dude, one of my family members is playing a video game with his friend who's like 2 houses down. I'm like, all right, they're on the computer too much playing games. But why not just go to each other's house and play next to each other? Like, why do you need to chat through a computer when you're a few houses down? Like, we just didn't do that crap when we were growing up. It's like, where's the socialization?
It's pretty wild. I'm with you there. I go to the park or playground with my kids, and just about every parent is on their phone. And I'm a huge AI adopter. I'm all about it. But there's definitely a point where it's like we lose our humanity. And don't get me wrong, it would be lovely to have a wife and spouse that agreed with everything I said and whispered me sweet nothings and knew me and like would never challenge me. But like, you've grown a massive business, 8 figures plus.
Where's the fun in that in life, right? The ups and downs and the crazy moments and the sad moments and the happy moments, all those kinds of things. It's what makes life amazing.
Yeah. Do you think you could even be the best version of yourself if you were surrounded by people who just said, yes, Neil, do whatever feels good?
No. 2, I would get bored. 3, what am I going to learn in life? How am I going to improve, as an individual if everyone just keeps saying yes?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing. Anyway, I'm glad we went down that rabbit hole for a second because I'm worried that my kids are just going to be dating some beautiful zebra online that just tells them everything that they want to hear all the time. It's going to get weird.
Yeah, it's going to get weird.
It's going to definitely get weird. Okay, cool. Staying on this AI topic, the other concern of mine when it comes to AI content, because obviously we want more content for our website. AI is a really, really efficient way of getting there, is what's the hazard of having AI generate incorrect information? There was an attorney who recently referenced a fake case because he was using ChatGPT to prepare for court, got in a little bit of trouble. So like, how are you
him getting in trouble or her getting in trouble? It's like, you should get in trouble. You're an attorney. You pass the bar exam. You should double check and not rely on AI and be lazy.